Spanning 3.2 kilometers across Lake Victoria, the bridge replaces a ferry service.
The story of a bridge in East Africa is reshaping how millions of people live, work, and trade. In Mwanza, Tanzania, a crossing over Lake Victoria has changed from a 2-hour ferry ride into a 4-minute drive, and that simple change is driving an entire region into a new economic future. The Magufuli Bridge. From ferries breaking down on Lake Victoria to a sleek bridge built with domestic funds, Tanzania's story of transformation is unfolding fast. Alongside railways, power plants, factories, and farms, the nation's partnership with China is accelerating change. But how deep is this shift, and where could it lead next? On June 19, 2025, thousands of people gathered along the waters of Lake Victoria. They weren't there for a festival, but for the inauguration of the Magufuli Bridge, a 4.66-kilometer structure connecting Kigongo in Mwanza region to Busisi in Sengerema district. With 3 kilometers of bridge span and 1.66 kilometers of approach roads, it is now the longest bridge in East and Central Africa and the 6th longest in Africa. This bridge replaces a decades-old ferry system that was often slow, crowded, and unpredictable. Residents remember how ferries broke down or how water hyacinths blocked engines during rainy seasons. Some trips took more than 6 hours. Now, the same journey takes under 4 minutes. For Cecilia Maziku, a fish vendor, the bridge is the difference between spoiled cargo and a thriving business. Sometimes fish would rot before reaching Geita or Sengerema. Now I can deliver fresh stock quickly, and my business has picked up, she explained. Trader Masakilia called the bridge a turning point. We can now work day and night without worrying about ferries breaking down or long queues. That problem is behind us, he said. This isn't just about saving time. It's about unlocking trade, reducing transport costs, and giving small businesses in the lake zone a chance to scale up. And that's exactly why residents like Esther Mongo describe it as life-changing. Once, we waited more than 6 hours. Now it's 4 minutes. It's a new life, she said. Beyond functionality, the Magufuli Bridge is more than a transport link. Its striking design has already started to attract visitors. Some residents believe it will boost tourism in the region, bringing new opportunities for hotels, restaurants, and local markets. Esther Mongo noted, "It's beautiful. Visitors will come to see it, and that means more income for the region." Inclusivity was also part of its design. Francis Maduki, a resident of Kigongo, praised the pedestrian walkways. "We're not squeezed in with cars anymore. It shows the government thought about everyone," he said.
The J.P. Magufuli Kigongo-Busisi Bridge is one of the largest infrastructure projects in Tanzania, with a length of 3.2 kilometers.
Built by China Civil Engineering Construction Corporation and China Railway 15th Bureau, the project stands as a showcase of international collaboration, but with a strong sense of Tanzanian ownership, leadership, vision, and funding. The bridge was officially opened by President Samia Suluhu Hassan, who called it both a tribute to the late President John Pombe Magufuli and a step into a new economic era. This bridge is a symbol of Tanzania's self-reliance and a catalyst for regional development, she said. One detail stands out. The project cost more than $263.9 million, or 700 billion Tanzanian shillings, and was funded entirely by Tanzania's domestic resources. That makes it not just a symbol of connectivity, but also of national independence. President Hassan emphasized its regional role as well, pointing out how it strengthens connections not only within Tanzania, but also to neighbors including Burundi, Rwanda, Uganda, and the Democratic Republic of the Congo, building skills for the future. The Magufuli Bridge was not just about construction, it was about knowledge transfer. Around 95% of the workforce was Tanzanian, according to Chin Rong, the project's deputy manager. Workers learned modern construction techniques, gained hands-on experience, and developed skills that will carry into future projects. Jennifer William, a 27-year-old site engineer with CCECC, described her experience. "I learned Chinese construction techniques and values like discipline and teamwork. I'll use these skills in other national projects." Katalula Salum Kaswaga, a project engineer from the Tanzania National Roads Agency and a graduate of Beijing Jiaotong University, encouraged fellow Tanzanians to build on this momentum. "We've shown what Tanzanians can do. It's time to scale it up," he said. Part of a larger partnership, the Magufuli Bridge is only one piece of a bigger story, the growing economic partnership between Tanzania and China. Over the past 2 decades, China has become one of Tanzania's most important partners in trade, infrastructure, and investment. Chinese Ambassador Chen Mingjian called the bridge a landmark project under the Belt and Road Initiative, highlighting it as a model of China-Africa cooperation. But the bridge is only one example. The Standard Gauge Railway. Another transformative Chinese-backed project is the Standard Gauge Railway. The 5th section, Isaka to Mwanza, and the 6th section, Tabora to Kigoma, are being built by CCECC and China Railway Construction Corporation.
2 districts in Tanzania's northern region of Mwanza and serve as a gateway between Tanzania, Rwanda, Burundi, and Uganda. The government also says it will help boost economic growth in a larger part of the country, reducing poverty in the process.
The SGR is set to connect Tanzania with Burundi, Rwanda, and the Democratic Republic of Congo, positioning the country as a transport hub in East Africa. Once operational, it will make the movement of goods faster, cheaper, and more reliable, boosting regional trade and integration. The construction phase alone has created thousands of jobs for Tanzanians, ranging from engineering to support services. The railway is not just tracks and trains, it is a corridor for economic growth. Factories and industrial growth. In 2023, Chinese investors established the Sapphire Float Glass Factory in Mkuranga, Coast Region. The plant produces modern glass for local use and exports to neighboring countries. More than 1,000 Tanzanians now work there, and the factory reduces the country's dependence on imported glass. This project directly supports the construction and industrial sectors. By producing glass locally, Tanzania not only saves on imports, but also strengthens its capacity for industrial growth. Sports and tourism infrastructure. China's involvement is not limited to transport and industry. The Samia Suluhu Hassan Stadium in Arusha is being built by China Railway Construction Engineering Group as part of preparations for Tanzania to host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. This investment is more than a stadium. It's an engine for job creation, tourism, and entertainment. Once complete, it will draw sports fans, create service opportunities, and boost Tanzania's international profile. Energy security with Rumakali hydropower. Energy is another critical piece of Tanzania's modernization. In the Njombe region, the Rumakali hydropower project is being developed by China Gajuba Group together with TANESCO. This project will generate 222 megawatts and provide over 2,400 gigawatt hours of electricity annually. For industries, reliable power is vital, and Rumakali will directly support Tanzania's goals of industrialization, job creation, and investment attraction, wider impacts on investment and growth. These projects are not isolated. Together, they are creating an enabling environment that attracts investors from Europe, Asia, and the Middle East. Improved transport, reliable energy, and industrial capacity reduce costs for businesses and make Tanzania more competitive. Areas like Mkuranga, Kibaha, and Morogoro are already experiencing rapid industrial and urban growth. Populations are rising, new housing developments are appearing, and services such as schools and hospitals are expanding. These are the visible signs of how infrastructure sparks broader development. Technology transfer and education. China-Tanzania cooperation also extends to education and skills. Many Chinese companies provide on-the-job training to Tanzanians, ensuring that knowledge stays in the country. The Chinese government has also offered scholarships for Tanzanian students to study in China in engineering, business, and technology fields. This continuous exchange strengthens Tanzania's human capital, preparing its workforce for future challenges. Agriculture and agribusiness transformation. Agriculture remains central to Tanzania's economy, and Chinese support has helped modernize the sector. Joint research projects have produced better seeds and farming methods that boost productivity without harming the environment. Irrigation dams built in areas like Morogoro, Mbeya, and Kilombero have reduced dependence on seasonal rains, allowing farmers to harvest multiple times per year. This shift supports food security and commercial farming. The import of modern machinery from China tractors, planters, and harvesters has further improved efficiency. Medium-scale farmers and cooperatives now produce more with less labor. As a result, crops such as rice, maize, sugarcane, fruits, and vegetables are not just sold in markets, but also supplied to processing industries. This adds value, increases farmer income, and integrates agriculture into the wider economy, balancing growth and sustainability. According to analyst Rashidi M. Makwega, Chinese projects have been crucial in laying the foundation of a modern Tanzanian economy. However, he emphasizes that sustainability depends on how the partnership is managed. Ensuring fairness in employment, protecting the environment, and prioritizing capacity building will determine long-term benefits. From the Magufuli Bridge soaring over Lake Victoria to the standard gauge railway connecting nations, from modern factories and stadiums to hydropower and agriculture, Tanzania is undergoing a visible economic shift. Chinese investment, combined with Tanzanian vision and resources, is setting the stage for industrialization and stronger regional ties. But what matters most is how this growth is managed. If inclusivity, sustainability, and local capacity remain central, Tanzania could emerge as one of East Africa's strongest industrial economies. Do you think these infrastructure projects will truly secure Tanzania's long-term economic independence? Let us know your thoughts in the comments.